Worlds Part 2 for No Man's Sky is out and it is huge. This update focuses massively on generation, adding new planet types and even star systems. I'm talking full on water worlds with multiple kilometer deep oceans, gas giants that are somehow explorable, new technology to be able to explore them. Just these visuals from the deep dive Hello Games released are outstanding. So let's get into the details of this crazy update. Starting off with the new star system type, as we found in the game files last year, purple star systems are a thing and are their own stellar class. It would seem that you have to advance with the autophage in order to be able to even see them, which fits with the autophage up to now. This is done through a new story mission that will recover these formerly lost systems. Deep oceans that can be kilometers deep are essentially a new biome with pressure differences at depth, new flora generation and items like sea glass, localized hazards and mineral farming potential. Deep oceans also have new huge life forms. With huge new deep oceans, you may wonder how you're going to land and whack a Nautilus pad down when you can't easily reach the bottom. Well, they've added a new Nautilus Exocraft floating platform which looks rather sweet. Oceans now have seahorses which swim in shoals, which is pretty cool, as well as giant prawns, which was teased by Sean in his prawn curry retweet. We even have hermit crabs now. Biodiversity in oceans has just been massively increased. You can even summon a new boss type jellyfish monster if you dredge the oceans a little too much. Dredging is performed by new Exocraft technology for the Nautilus for harvesting deep water resources. Defeating this boss will reward a Child of Aquarius title. Whether more items are possible from this is currently unknown. Along this ocean theme, 5 new head customizations have been added for fishing related milestones. These heads are a bit freaky but super interesting. Basically replacing your head with a fish tank. Water has been even further enhanced with cloud and planet reflections. There's even talk of raindrops affecting the water's surface. Yet another water related addition is that moons can now have water, not just planets. Gas giants are of course also a thing now, after being teased with a Saturn emoji for the update. They have crazy atmospheric pressure and gravity and are more than 10 times the size of the previous largest possible planet. They even have lots of moons. Jungles. We have jungles now. Density flora has long been something we've wanted, the thicker the better, and while forests did exist to a degree, these new jungles are absolutely another step forward. Lush style planets are still the peak of what the players in general want, and the lush planet needs flora density. Relic worlds exist now, planets with new ruins dotted around it. They can be harvested for polished stone, which can then be used to build our own ruinous base parts. Local hazards have been introduced on top of the various environmental hazards that already exist. These are things like poisonous gas clouds, geysers, toxic spores and small-scale volcanic eruptions. Inventory sort buttons have been added, another thing asked for by many since the inventory refreshed quite some time ago. You can just press a button and sort your items by name, type, value, colour, etc. It'll even put stackable items together, a very cool quality of life addition. Custom mode games can now set the game to abandoned mode. This will remove all NPCs and assumedly turn all stations to abandoned stations, something we've seen in Expeditions. Adding some of the quirky elements of Expeditions to the main game is definitely a plus. Worlds Part 2 adds the new modding system, which completely changes how things are done due to Hello Games introducing their new file system in full. While this update will break every current mod, the new system makes compatibility over updates far easier. Previously, to change one line in a huge file, you would mod it by replacing that file. From what I understand, this new system allows you to change individual values, meaning when they change one value, your existing mod won't conflict unless it's that specific value instead of the entire file. The Colossus Exocraft has been made relevant finally, with a new piece of tech that enables it to carry a 3-slot refiner. I'm very much in favour of this. Exocraft haven't been too relevant for quite some time, the Colossus especially. I'll actually have reason to have a full Exocraft setup to be able to summon it on any planet and refine at 3 slots without needing to teleport to a base or fly up to my freighter. All Exocrafts can also now equip a flamethrower turret. We can finally give food to Kronos in bulk. This is something we've wanted since Kronos and his food tasting was added. I previously devised a macro to auto hand in, but even then it was tedious. But this now makes nanite farming through food a huge deal. Expect a guide for building such a setup very soon. However, it would also seem that the items you can mass donate are decided at random each day, so there's a lot to look into. A new expedition is coming, likely right after the current Cursed Redux finishes, which is next Wednesday. This is called the Titan Expedition and will centre around gas giants. We'll even start the expedition on one. As you'll likely expect, this expedition will essentially tour us through the new worlds. We already know the 3 main rewards, which are Pillar of Titan Staff, Titan Striped Ship Paint, and a unique living ship called Wraith, which I just hope is a nod to Stargate Atlantis. On screen now is a bit of a character holding the new staff, which looks epic. This is a ship appearing to be donning the new paint, and this appears to be the Wraith ship. It definitely has a Stargate Atlantis feel to it, and I love it. Another thing wanted for quite some time is a Starship cold storage feature. Freighters now have an extra ship storage that can house an additional 18 ships. You can switch ships out to and from the storage, with those kept in storage being inaccessible for summoning. This brings the total up to 30 ships on any save you can own, while keeping the active level at 12. It is mentioned that the technology setups are kept, but no mention of items in cargo, so I would assume from this that you may need to empty them ahead of time. As well as the new ship storage, a buildable weapon rack has been added that allows us to store 18 multi-tools too. Another fantastic addition, as I'm constantly having to get rid of multi-tools I got so long ago for new ones. I'm sure Lava Lamp will be pleased he doesn't have to make his 50th save to get a new tool he found. You may have noticed that this update was a huge one. For PC it was 20GB. This is a bit of a one and done with the changes to the file system. However, the new file system allows for much smaller future updates as well as faster file processing, leading to the game running much smoother and requiring less of your machine resources to run. Load times are now up to 4 times faster than before. This includes that point when you transition, like when leaving a planet's atmosphere, so less hangs on that and entering pulse, etc. Along those same lines, atmospheric entry has been redone with some much cooler visuals. Floating islands have been added to more than just epic new lush biomes. This update keeps on giving for things that we've been wanting for a long time, with food also now being relevant. A new nutrient ingester technology can now be used to consume food over time that gives buffs. Sure, food currently has buffs, but they are very minor and short-lived. These new buffs, as shown in the notes imagery, are things like plus 2233% fauna analysis rewards for 6 minutes from a legendary crystal jellyfish. Looking forward to getting deep on these too. Fishing rigs have gained some customizability with lore appearances. Numerous other quality of life additions have been added, such as the ability to add favourite bases to your teleporter screen, great for those who use other people's farms and more. East and West compass icons have been added, which is fantastic and something I've been wanting since 2017. This will make it far easier to track down locations via coordinates. You should also now land at the best pad available in a station, likely meaning closest to the vendors. As of course is fitting for such a frankly ridiculously large update, Twitch drops will be here, starting from tomorrow the 30th of Jan until Monday the 3rd of February. The rewards include an auto-fade staff, so definitely worth catching. As you can expect, I'll be streaming every day of the Twitch drops, so follow me on Twitch to know when I go live to get your rewards via the link below. This update is just so very huge that it took me an hour just to go through the primary update summary. I'll now be combing the notes for any extra hidden changes and will update if I find any. You can also expect many videos on the new content coming up, so stay tuned and let me know if there's anything in particular you want uncovered right away. Have an epic update day.